Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are here with some baby pigs. About how old are these pigs?
Just about 8.5 weeks.
8.5 weeks. This is my buddy Dean Daniels. Dean Daniels is with Catch-A-Pen.
Yes, sir.
We are featuring a brand new supplement, and Chow Down is a supplement.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about Chow Down and what goes on here.
So this was originally my brainchild about 2 years ago. And the original formula had some sugar syrups and some B vitamins. The idea behind it was to create a product that didn't affect gut health, but would be a great show day appetite enhancer. So we wanted to make a super palatable liquid, put on your feed to get them to eat on show day.
Happy Pig.
Yep, exactly. So recently we wanted to rework it because we had the idea for some new ingredients to make it more powerful. We completely redid it, and the end result is what you're seeing right here. And you can use it for getting pigs to eat on show day or posing them or, whatever you want to do. Works great at the backdrop, but if you need a pig to chow down, that's what this product's for.
Okay. Now, at what age do you recommend giving something like this?
You can pretty much use it at any time. So we use it at weaning to get them on feed after they've been on their mama. But typically, most people are going to use it, and probably the biggest use case is using it on show day for any size pig. Because, if you take pigs to shows, there's a big group of them that just aren't going to want to eat while they're there. And so that's really what we designed this product for, is for whether it's a 45-pound pig that you're bringing to a show or a 345-pound pig, you can put it right on the feed and get them to eat.
Right. And I would assume, with traveling and stuff like that, that's probably something you run into a lot. We run into it with show dogs. When we travel, sometimes the show dog don't want to eat. They get nervous. They have a bad night's rest, something like that. So this is where something like a chow down for pigs really helps the pig out, right?
Oh yeah. It's a huge issue, especially when you're going to 2-day shows or you're going long distances on a trailer. I would say it's a good 40% of the time that you're going to have, if you got a couple hogs on the trailer, you're going to have one hog that when you get to the show, he's just straight up not going to want to put his head in the bucket. And even the ones that'll get their head in the bucket, they often won't stay there like they will at home. So, and everyone's always trying to push that fill farther and farther in order to win at the higher level. And you got to get them to eat if you want to do that. So it's a huge addition for pigs that are stressed, for pigs that are coming out of sickness or anything like that, to really try to get that rib and fill in them and make them eat like you want them to.
Right. Now, I would assume, and I'm just assuming because I don't know a whole lot about pig showing. Now, posing is a very, very important thing. And for the children that are new to the game and getting into it, where is something like Chow Down really going to come in handy for someone that's new to the game and trying to get to understand these supplements, et cetera?
Well, so like I said, the big one is getting the hogs to eat, but you can see our little contraption right here. It's the baby bottle taped to the end of the PVC pipe. And this is what we use for posing pigs, little pigs for sales. Now they're all eating my feet. But this is what we use for posing little baby pigs. But the other thing you use it for is if you win, you get a banner. It is fantastic for the backdrop. If you want to get a nice picture at the backdrop, you can spray it on a whip. You can put it in a baby bottle like this. You can put it on some feed, anything, and it'll help a ton with posing at the backdrop. Actually, 2 years ago, before we reworked it, I went and gave a couple bottles to the National Swine Registry staff when they were doing the backdrops for all the big wins at Perry. And they loved it. They had an absolute blast using it because it's so easy. You just spray it right on there. And this new formula works even better, too.
Now, the new formula, it's even sweeter, huh?
Yep. So we use a sweetener that's around 10,000 times sweeter than regular table sugar. And
Holy 2,000 times?
Yep. Well, the interesting thing about pigs is that pigs aren't like us. Pigs don't really have an upper limit to how much sweet they like. For pigs, most of the research says that the sweeter things are, the more they'll eat it. And that was our rationale. So, and you can see these little guys will go absolutely crazy for it. This guy really doesn't like to lead on anything. I put this in a bottle and he won't get off it.
That's pretty incredible. Now, what is some of the other supplements you guys have and stuff like that?
So we have 3 other main ones, one of which we just came out with. So we have ProFat, which is basically a dual use supplement. You can use it as a regular fat supplement to try to put a real even coat on them, but you can also use it as a health supplement. It's got lots of healthy liquid oils that help with gut health, immunity, and stuff like that. And then our other two are kind of twin products. So you have Grab-A-Gear, which that's a supplement you can use almost like a pre-workout for pigs to help get them going faster in the ring, help them recover better after. And then the other product is Zen, which we actually just came out with 2 weeks ago in Perry. And that's a calming product that we developed. And we wanted to make a calming product that worked fast, worked long, and was really easy to give. Because a big problem with a lot of calming products in the industry is that pigs don't want to eat them. So
Right.
this one we flavor with vanilla, and they love it. So you basically got a pre-workout for pigs, a healthy fat supplement, and the best calming product on the market is our other three products.
Very cool. Now, as far as age on that stuff, is there any specific age you do not want to start them on? Is there any habits you can create with it, good or bad, anything like that?
We use it on all ages. So we use all four of our products here at the farm. So whenever we transition them from mom to onto solid feed, we give them Grab-A-Gear to help with their resilience. Because the other thing it helps with is for stressful circumstances or hot weather and stuff like that. So we'll give them Grab-A-Gear and Zen during stressful transitions like weaning or feed transitions. We blend ProFat into all our feed.
That one
for
right
the
there?
babies.
That one right there needs a little zen right now. He's about to zen my britches off.
Yeah, we blend, so all our feed we blend ProFat into because it helps a ton with growth. But you can use all four of our products on any age of pigs. You know, they works great in a bunch of different scenarios. So, and like I said, we use them on all our animals all the time. Even our sows when they're farrowing, we'll give them Grab-A-Gear to help them really get through the process, especially with gilts that are breaking down because they're going through a long farrowing. It helps a ton with speeding up the process and helping them recover.
So we were just talking about farrowing.
Yep.
Now that's what this sow here is doing, correct?
That's what she just did about 7-ish days ago. Yeah, so these babies are just about 7 days old. This is a fairly young sow that we bought late last year. And yeah, she just farrowed about 7 days, about a week ago.
About a week ago. So they're 7 days old. What's the most important part about starting pigs this young?
So there's two really big things is you want to make sure that their environment's comfortable. And then about 2 to 3 weeks from now is the most significant transition they're going to go through. We're going to wean them. We're going to take them off the sow. We're going to put them on dry feed. And that is the most stressful circumstance that these baby pigs have gone through so far in their life. So that's the area where we really want to try to control stress levels. We really want to help with gut health. So that is when we start to add in our supplements. So like I said, we add in Grab-A-Gear and we add in ProFat to their weaning feed to help with that gut health, help with that transition, and 2, to help control stress. Because if you look at all the research, weaning is when they get the most stressed. And it's stressful for the sow too. So one thing that we've started doing is when we wean the sow, we take her off, we bring her back up to the sow lot, and we give her Zen to help her.
Ah, so that's where that zen comes back in.
Yep. And I've got a buddy that he's got a couple sows up in Indiana, and when he was one of the ones that was testing Zen before we came out with it, and he was using it on his bred sows and his newly weaned sows, and he said it worked fantastic for getting them to just calm down.
Calm down. Yeah, and I would assume that would be a very big deal. A very big deal.
Oh yeah.
Say there's a child watching right now. What is the best age for them to be getting a pig to start learning how to show, etc.?
Age of the child or age of the pig?
Both.
So I think start them off as early as possible. Like my buddy Kyle Mendez, I hope maybe he'll see this, but his son Henry, I don't even remember. I think he showed his first pig at like 2 years old. Like he started getting in the ring at 2 years old. So if you are a family that's involved in it, you just give them a whip and let them play with pigs. From the time before they can walk. Yeah. For pigs, I would say also really the earlier the better. Past about 8 weeks. I don't really like getting them any earlier than 8 weeks because there's no way that they have all their shots done. There's no way that they have all their vaccines done. But it's nice to get them while they're small and start working with them because that'll make them a lot calmer in showmanship. Typically, and this is just my experience, when you get a 110-pound pig that you buy that's just been really lead broke, hadn't been messed with a whip, it's a nightmare trying to get them broke for the ring. So you want to get them, we're selling these over there. They're probably about 50 pounds. That's probably ideal size to buy one.
And when you say lead broke, what do y'all do as far as lead breaking?
Essentially, what we do is what we just did over there. So we get whatever materials we're going to use. We'll typically get a variety. We'll use chow down. We'll have a whip in there. We'll have a little end with duct tape. And we just start training them to, their pigs are really curious creatures. So they like to chew on stuff. Like I was telling you, pigs don't have hands. Right. So they investigate with their nose and their mouth. So if you put something interesting in there, they're going to find it. And what we're trying to do is just make them look nice while they're walking and get them to follow whatever we're using to lead them. And that's where that chow down comes in really handy, because it's so palatable. It's so tasty to the pigs that they get one sip of it and they're like, oh, the baby bottle means that I get that delicious flavor. And then it takes 2 seconds to lead break them.
Right. Now, Grab-A-Gear has been reformulated, correct?
Mm-hmm. So we did a couple things with Grab-A-Gear. We changed the packaging to keep it out of the light so it'll last longer. And then we upped the dose of several things in there to make it more effective. And that was from a lot of research and a lot of testing by our customers. And we always like to take customer feedback. We always like to ask, what do you guys think we could do better? Because we don't want to be one of those companies that, puts out a mediocre product and just tries to sell it to you. We want to be constantly improving, constantly getting better, and constantly taking in customer feedback to try to improve our product lineup.
I've noticed y'all do interact with your clients a lot.
Yeah, we try. I try to keep up with all of them, just to get them the best experience with our products that we can.
Right. Now, so you also sell pigs?
Yep.
Okay. And it's Daniel's Genetics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all check them out, and it's on Facebook?
Yep. Yeah, we got a Facebook page, and actually, we're going to be having a website here by the end of the day. We're going to be publishing a website. Yeah, we have our first sale on Friday, January 30th. And it's going to be a good deal. It's going to be a good deal. We're doing it right on the website.
That's literally this week.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep.
So you just hop on there, pick your pig.
Yep. Put it in your cart and check out.
Oh, my goodness. It's like going to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's why we did a lot. There's a lot of online sale platforms, and we used a couple of them. Yeah. And they're great. But we want to do something that, you can literally just pull it up on your phone, pull it up on your computer, watch the video. You can read our description, all that sort of stuff. And then eventually on our website, we're going to have all our sales posted on there, our winners posted on there. So you can basically scroll through everything that we've ever done. And then you can go click the sale tab, click the sale you want to go to. And then, oh, there's a pig. Oh, that pig looks pretty good. Add to cart.
Well, let me ask you something, Dean. You have been doing this since you were a young man.
Yep.
Okay. What is something that a person should be looking for when they're wanting to buy a pig?
So you want to, if you don't have experience judging, you want to go with somebody that does. You want to know what you're looking for as far as structure, as far as muscle pattern and stuff like that. If you want to get experience picking out your own pigs, what I recommend is look up a basic guide on how to judge show pigs. Showpig.com and the Pig Planet have them. Read over those, and then go back and watch some shows that judges have taught. So go back and watch the Crossword Show in Perry and listen to the judge.
Perry, Georgia?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Go back and watch the Crossword Show at Winter Type Conference. Go back and watch the show at National Junior Summer Spectacular in Louisville. Listen to those guys that have talked pigs hundreds or thousands of times. Listen to how they break it down. And that'll help you learn how to break down, a sale pig you're looking at to buy for fair. But if you don't want to do that, there is a lot of people, even in our state like Florida, which is a relatively small show pig state, which is getting bigger. We have a huge swine circuit. There's a lot of people that are willing to help out with picking pigs. There's a lot of people that are willing to find you pigs. So reach out to one of them. And if you want to learn, ask them. Like I said, I'll bring up my friend Kyle Mendez, who's also one of my teachers at UF. But Kyle, he helped me a lot when I started trying to pick out my own pigs. He's like, all right, this is what you're looking for and stuff like that. So find somebody you trust, somebody you like to work with. And then if you want to learn on your own, watch people that have done it for a long time do it.
Right. And that's the key, folks. When you're working with someone with the quality of brand like Daniel's Genetics and stuff like that, you're dealing with someone who's not going to BS you, who's not going to kick the dirt around per se. You're dealing with someone who's honest. And that's why we have been friends for so long. Your dad and I actually met over a blown tire and over 2 years.
I remember when he called me, he's like, yeah, I freaking tire. It was on his trailer, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, tire blew on the trailer. And, this guy, he's telling me all about you. And I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I think I met you for the first time. I don't know. It might have been meeting you. I know I met Lainey when I met her to get labels.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the first time
we met
you.
at the pig
was
show.
It the show?
It was at the pig
Sumter.
show.
Yeah, that was the first time I met you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You guys have grown and substantially grown. Not only have you grown in the hog world, but your products have grown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I'm proud to represent you guys, number one. It's an honor to be here talking to someone who actually knows what they're talking about. Because when I'm looking at it, I'm kind of like going, well, I don't know here. I'm lost Lassie. But at the end of the day, it is really neat getting to know a little bit about this stuff. And for the folks out there that are trying to get their kids into it, you should really check it out because someone like Dean Daniels with all this experience, he can really help out a lot.
That's Gabby. I love Gabby.
So that's Gabby. And how old's Gabby?
Oh, she's about a year and a couple months.
Okay.
Something like that. A year and a couple months.
So they can start having babies fairly young then.
Yeah, typically with show pigs, you want to wait a little while because they're just not really, they're designed to look pretty in the show ring. They're not necessarily designed to lay down in the crate just because of how breeding has been for the past 10 years or so. But we managed to get her stuck fairly early, and she farrowed just fine. She had those babies really easily. Did great. She had a great show career for Caleb Drawdy and the Drawdy family. And we were blessed to get her and another gilt that the Drawdy family showed for us named Gretchen, that's her babies over there in that other pen.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I know that you personally have a couple here that is your absolute favorites.
Yep.
I want to see what your favorites are.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So who's this good-looking young man?
So this is a littermate.
I'm not talking about Dean, folks. I promise you.
I was going to say thank you for the compliment. This is a littermate to those other ones in the pen. We just started kind of working with him to get him broke. He's a boar that's probably going to end up going to Expo in June. And he was our favorite male in the litter. Really, really stout and everything. And we also wanted to keep a littermate gilt. And that's her right there. So Emily's going to end up Emily's probably going to end up showing him there, and I'm probably going to end up showing her there.
Now, what makes a pig like him special?
So he just has he puts a lot of stuff in a really nice bag. Hey, he puts a lot of stuff in a really nice package. He's really stout, huge legs on him, really stout skull. But when you get him on the side profile, he still moves easy. He's got a great look with his head and neck. Both of them too. This gilt in particular actually has one of the craziest head and necks I've ever seen on a York. But
and when you talk about crazy head and neck, what exactly are you meaning by that?
It's kind of like a feminine look through a head of their blade. So you want, with a gilt especially, you want a real refined neck, a clean jowl. That you don't want any saggy skin or fat. You want kind of to be tight right there. And then you want a smooth transition on top of their neck. So you can see on some of those over there, there's like a crease.
Yeah.
That's not what we want. We want it like her, where when she sticks her head up in the air,
oh, wow.
When she sticks her head up in the air, it's not till she's way jacking it up you can see anything at all. When she's on the profile, it is the most feminine, refined neck I've seen on a gilt this size that we've ever had. And then this guy really kind of is just, you want to pose for me? Maybe? If I get that shout out over there, he probably pose. But we've been working with him on the whip, but this guy's similar. Oh, there we go. This guy's similar thing. You can see how his neck blends real smooth. He's real tight under his jowl.
So it's a real smooth transition.
Exactly. You want smooth transitions everywhere on pigs.
Nice.
So we want everything to look put together. I don't know what the audience or you know about club cows, regular like show cows. The show pig industry has largely gone the way of we want our barrows and boars to look like clubby, fluffy steers.
Right.
And you want smooth transitions everywhere. You want big old legs. You want a lot of mass to them. And that's and you want them to put it together in a nice structural package.
Right.
And that's what he does really well. I'm real excited to see how he grows out. he really is like a combo piece. He puts everything together in a really nice package.
Now, what is a pig like this per se worth?
That definitely depends. That definitely depends. It's all about how they develop. I could probably sell him for good money now, but I'm betting on the future. I'm betting that he's going to get better month after month until we go to Expo.
Right.
So there's boars this size that sell for 50, 60, 120, 150, 200,000. Like
200,000.
Oh yeah, every season you'll have a boar that size. Good catch, Laney.
Did y'all hear that? $200,000.
Oh yeah, I think the world record seller right now, I think it's 400,000. I think Breathtaker sold the Moyer for 400,000. Something like that. Ridiculous money. Ridiculous.
Wow.
Money. Isaac Beeman just sold. I'll give you an idea. This might help it make sense. So you buy boar semen in doses.
Okay.
To breed a sow. If you want to breed a sow, you typically need 2 to 3 doses. There's a boar that Isaac Beeman has at 333, the initiative, that is currently listed for $1,650 a dose.
Wow.
So this show pig business, there's a lot of money involved. But like I said, I hope he's worth $100,000.
Right.
I don't know if he is yet, because that's the one thing about pigs. It's the same as any other animal. When you're picking them out at this size, you just don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, you're taking a chance.
You're taking a chance. You're playing the best form of lottery, because it's way more fun than spinning a roulette wheel or anything like that.
Right.
This, you get to interact with a live animal that's cool. It's like a partner. And you get to mess with them, you get to watch them develop, and maybe you get to make some money at the end. And it is a maybe,
right.
but there is things you can do to ensure a better chance of success. And I think that picking out one that looks like him is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing more special than when you do it and you're breeding your own.
That's why we started, because we wanted to make really good pigs. We wanted to make really good pigs, because we had some decent pigs. I think the first really good pig I ever had was from Danny Drawdy down in South Florida. It was a Duroc Barrow that I bought him for $250. Because some people didn't want him. I got lucky, and he won the circuit. Ended up reserve pure. But so we had a couple experiences winning, but we wanted to make pigs of that quality. And I think to a large extent we've succeeded in that goal of making better and better pigs each year. But we really want to get to that next level. So our goal is always, season after season, is we want to produce better and better show hogs. And I think, especially with our Yorkshire program, we're definitely trying to really head upwards in that direction.
Right. And that's kind of part of anything when you're trying to grow. My mom and I have show dogs, and we show all across the country. But we breed our own, we raise our own, we handle our own. But it took 30 years to get there, and I mean, y'all are on the cusp of having some substantially really nice animals.
Yeah, we just had Harley Neesmith. Harley, you might see this. Harley Neesmith just had with a purebred influence barrow at Perry. She just had 5th overall pure influence barrow week and a half ago in Perry.
Wow! And
that was our first. That was our second actual win at a national show. Emily, 3 years ago at this point, had a reserve bred known Yorkshire gilt. Wow. And really, that national level is a big hurdle up. It's a big hurdle up to really start competing on that level. They competing on the circuit, competing at county fairs. That's a certain level, and we're trying to get better at that. But making that big jump up to consistently competing at the national level, it's like anything. It's like trying to go from playing AAA to playing in the NHL.
That's right.
Or I guess I probably shouldn't use a hockey analogy. I don't know.
Well, it's the same thing in show dogs. Yeah. It's like you're showing local to going to national level events.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's a big jump, Yeah. You can be winning a bunch of shows at a local level and doing really well. You step in that national ring and you feel like there's 12 pigs out there that just destroy yours.
Right.
So it's the same thing. It's a big jump. It's an experience, and there's a lot you have to learn. You got to learn how to feed. You got to learn what to breed your animals to. You got to learn what genetics do what. It's an involved process.
And I bet something that's harder than anything, and it was hard for us, it's called being honest to yourself. Oh, yeah. You got to be honest, folks, whether it's pigs, whether it's hounds, no matter what.
Yep, and you got to make tough decisions. That's the part that I think that's the part I'm bad at because I get really attached to my sows. I get really attached to my animals. Is that if you want to really improve, you got to make those tough decisions season after season after season. You got to be relentless in critiquing your own stock and trying to improve.
That's why my mom does all the breeding. I do the showing. I can't get rid of them.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's so we have the first sow I ever bred was a Duroc sow.
Hey, we're talking. We're talking to them over there. They're making a lot of racket.
The first sow I ever bred was a Duroc sow, and the only reason I don't still have her is because she was crazy and rejected her piglets. But the second sow I ever bred was supposed to be Emily's county hog in 2020, and she had a backup county hog. And we were like, well, what if we just kept your county hog and bred it? And so we decided to do that, and that was, she's 7 years old at this point, and she's still up there.
Oh,
and
man.
she's due in 3 weeks for her 5th litter.
Wow.
But I just can't get rid of them. I have, essentially, I think I have 3 almost 5-year-old sows up there.
Yeah.
They're great sows. Like Charlotte, who's going on 6, she has produced, I think herself in 4 litters, she's produced over 40 banners at every level, state, national, and
that's what everybody's shooting for.
Yeah.
They're shooting for them banners.
Yep. Everybody wants a banner, and Charlotte's done a great job. She's kind of the queen of the farm in that way. But making those breeding decisions, when to send sows to the processor and when to replace them, that to me is the roughest part. And it's also toughest part to figure out, well, can I replace this sow with her daughter? Is her daughter going to produce as good pigs? Is her daughter going to lay down and have babies like she does?
Right.
You never know that stuff. I think breeding and show pigs in general in a big way is a game of unknowns. And you're trying to reduce the risk that those unknowns are going to go bad and increase the proportion that they're going to go good. And it's not easy.
Right. Well, and I think people underestimate how smart a pig really is too.
Oh, yeah.
They are very smart.
Well, but the funny thing is, people always say, "Oh, pigs are so smart." They are, but they're never smart in the ways you want them to be. they're smart at breaking stuff and getting out of gates that I put up and breaking my pens.
Right.
But the second I try to take that same pig to just figure out how to unlock a gate with a latch, and I try to take it out and walk it, it's like turning around and acting like I'm killing it. I'm like, what is going on? So you're smart when you're destroying my stuff, but you're not smart when I want to walk you. But no, pigs are quite smart, and pigs can. I actually had, I think it was Harley told me a story with 2 of her pigs, Cowboy, the bear that won 5th overall pure influence, and another one of her pigs that worked together to unlatch a gate to let themselves out.
Holy mackerel.
True story. They used their mouths, stuck them out at the same time, and used it to pull back the latch to get out.
And like you were saying earlier, their mouths are their hands.
Yeah, they can do a lot of stuff with their mouth. Like it's crazy. They can these type of gates. They can push on it to try to open it. They can use their nose to lift up those type of gates. You would not believe what pigs can lift up with their head.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like if you put a sow in here and she wanted to, she could just take her nose, scoot it under there, and just lift it all the way up.
Oh, wow.
It'd be gone.
Destructive little things.
Oh, yeah. If you want to ever stress test any sort of livestock arena.
Or yourself.
Or yourself, put a sow in there. Because they will find a way to destroy what you have built.
And for all the moms and dads out there watching, what is probably the main key thing you would tell all of them if they're getting started into this?
If you're getting started in show pigs and you want to really do it, the main thing I would tell you is have somebody that you trust that can get you in it and help guide you through it.
Right.
It is really hard. It's hard to navigate the complexity of feeding and picking and, what to do on show day and all that sort of stuff. And it's really overwhelming if you try to do it on your own. If your ag barn is good or your 4-H, advisor is good, use them. But find somebody that you feel comfortable with, that knows what they're doing with show pigs, especially knows what they're doing with the modern show pig industry, because a lot has changed in the past, even since I started, which is around, 7 years ago in 2019, a lot has changed. Stuff has gotten more advanced. Stuff has gotten, now there's fitting pens and blowers and hair and shag is a huge deal and all this sort of stuff. It changes a lot. So you need somebody who's going to be up to date on it that can advise you. The other thing I will say is have fun. There's a big thing in the circuit and, pretty much everywhere is that people get really cutthroat and competitive. And people forget that even though it's a family event, it's a family thing, it's not about you as mom and dad.
Right.
It's about the kids. It's about them getting experience with livestock. It's about them learning good values for later in life. And it's about them going out there and competing in order to become better people later in life. Maybe they stay involved in the show pig industry, maybe they don't, but they're going to carry those lessons with them all the time. And you don't want that lesson to be mom and dad fighting somebody in the parking lot because their pig got 7th class.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's still a judged competition. It's a matter of opinion. And
One
that's
man's opinion, that's what we always say. So you could go out, and I have had this happen at a 2-day show. Emily's Gilt that won Reserve Bred and Known Yorkshire Gilded Expo. We were showing her at a show. And the first day on Saturday and Sunday had 2 different judges. Saturday, she got 5th in class. Sunday, she was Reserve Yorkshire and Reserve Overall Purebred. So, and then she never didn't win her class except that one day. But that's one man's opinion. That's
Right.
how judging works. So you don't want to get discouraged or defeated by how you do at one show. And I tell people this all the time. They'll get a pig and they're like, oh man, I don't know if this pig's going to turn out. We took it to the show. We got 4th in class. I'm like, take it to 2 more shows. And they take it to 2 more shows and they win at one of them.
right.
Because there's a lot of variety and preference with judges. So stick at it. But I do think that is the biggest thing I could impose on somebody who's going to get really involved with show pigs is have fun, make it about the kids. Because it's an expensive endeavor. I think that's part of the reason is that people, you buy a trailer, you buy expensive pigs, your whole family's going places for the weekend to show.
The feed, the supplements, the time.
So it feels like it should be a family thing. We're all doing this, and you are. But at the end of the day, it's about the kids. It's about making them better people. And you don't want to get so caught up in it. It's like youth sports. Those parents at youth hockey games or youth football games that are in the stands screaming and trying to fight people. You don't want to be one of those. You want to be the friendly parent whose kid is really good at football, but you're still nice and humble and really fun to be around. And I think that should be the goal of anybody getting involved is to stay true and give the kids a good time. And if you want to be competitive, go out there and be competitive, but do it in a way that, helps those values later in life for your kids.
And stay humble.
Yep, stay humble.
Stay
always.
humble.
Always in everything.
Well, folks, if that does not tell you a lot about Dean Daniels and the beautiful company y'all have, Ketchup Hen, it's an honor to be a part of it. It's an honor to be friends with you. Folks, check out Daniels Genetics right here in Providence, Florida. I'm telling you right now. And now, if someone buys a pig from me, do you have any issues with them contacting you afterwards and giving a little help?
Nope, not at all. We do it for kids every single season. If you guys need feeding advice, if you guys need help breaking pigs or anything like that, you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me. But probably reach out to Emily because she might answer her phone.
Where's the best place for someone to reach out?
Our Emily's number's on our Facebook page, and that's probably the best place. Just give us a call, shoot us a text. Send us a video of your pig. It's always the best thing that I'd recommend. If you have a pig from us and you want advice on feeding or anything, take a quick video of it, of you walking it, and we can help you out. But always reach out to us if you have any questions, especially if you have a pig of ours.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man himself. This is Dean Daniels with Ketchup Hen. Dean, thanks, brother.
Always a pleasure.
You got some beautiful animals. You've got some beautiful animals. I didn't get the opportunity to show when I was young, but I tell you what, I have learned so much just from being around you guys. It's just absolutely amazing to see the quality that you.
I got to come see you at a dog show sometime.
Oh no, I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah, I got to see you at a dog show. You got to come teach me about dog show.
I'll make myself sweat when I get up there. I ain't kidding you. But something you said earlier, and it's something that we all should listen to. You said a key statement about going out there and being competitive and having fun. Just because you don't win on Friday does not mean you cannot win on Saturday. Okay, folks, remember he said that because no matter what, whether you're showing hogs, pigs, cows, does not matter. A judge's opinion is an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are perfect, and not all of us are perfect. And sometimes a pig has an off day, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
A handler can have an off day. Same in show dogs and same in show pigs.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it right here. I'm Jason Wayne Hunter with Hunter's Wheelhouse. This is Dean Daniels to Catch a Pin. God bless, and y'all stay tuned.